Hey! Welcome to the first ever Do You Watch Anime Roundtable, voice acting roundtable. What this will be is we're going to be talking about the ins and outs of voice acting and everything in between. And this is just going to be a nice little discussion, a fun little time. So we'll start off with introductions. Hannah, who are you and what do you do?
Oh, hi. My name is Hannah Allier. I am a Dallas-Fort Worth-based voice actor, though I do still call Minneapolis home. So if you hear some very similar to Canadian isms, that would be why. I'm from the Midwest. I do voice acting, so video games, commercial work, anime, you name it. I'm gonna put all my hands in the voiceover cookie jars. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Ryan?
Hi, I'm Ryan Negron. I am an actor who also lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I do not call Chicago home anymore because it's too cold.
Valid.
Yeah, I do work in audiobooks, anime, video games, and you've heard me in such roles as All for One Prime and My Hero Academia, Luke Braveheart and Zenchu, and a bunch of other fun stuff.
Oh, were we supposed to say characters?
I mean, you could have.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
Well, you can search me instead.
Well, you can
Do your
Google.
research.
Hayden, what about you?
Why am I here? I don't know how I got here. What's this link? I just opened it. I thought it might be spam, but thought it might be fun to just hop in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm an actor or whatever. I don't know. Hi, y'all. I'm Hayden Davio. I'm a Canadian-born voiceover actor. I go by they, them, and they, them only. You might know me from such things as Priestess in Goblin Slayer. I'm Marnie in Pokemon Ultimate Journeys. Yunagoha in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. I'm Kokorone Aoyuki in VTuber Legend. This season, I'm playing Kiyomi Urusagawa in Dead Account and a bunch of other stuff. On top of that, I'm an adaptive scriptwriter for Crunchyroll and Studio Nano, as well as what's their name? Sound Cadence. Words are hard. I just woke up from a nap. Not that long. I'm also an assistant director and voice director for Crunchyroll and Studio Nano and some other studios, as well as some independent projects. So this season I've been directing Hell's Paradise a whole bunch, which has been a great time.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Love the show.
Ooh. All right, Naya, what about you?
Hey, I'm Naya. I am from the Midwest as well. I'm from Troy, Michigan. Michigan still has a dear place in my heart, even though I am based in Dallas now. Hi, Mom. I see my mom in the comments. You can hear me as Speed in One Piece, Dear Santa in Gachiakuta, Eilon in Apothecary Diaries, and others. So yeah, here we are.
Hell yeah.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Ben, who are you?
Well, if you're a regular watcher of Adam's show, shame on you for not knowing who I am. But in short, I'm from Texas, born and raised in Texas, and I'm a voice actor.
My man.
No, I'm just kidding. You know me as Iharu Furuhashi in Kaiju Number 8 and a bunch of other stuff, and I'm an assistant director at Crunchyroll too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. So we'll start off with something light. How did you guys get into voice acting in general? Whoever wants to start can start.
Adam, you should point us out. Tell us
Okay.
who to go first.
We need
We're
direction.
gonna be polite. You have one more Canadian and two folks from the Midwest.
You're right.
And then two folks from Texas hospitality. We're just gonna sit here and go, oh wait, my turn.
You're right. Hannah, we'll start with you.
Okay, great. I just start first because my last name starts with an A. Great. I'm not used to that at all. So I like to say that I'm a failed adult. I got into voice acting because, mind you, so I grew up for most of my life knowing that I wanted to be an actor. Finally made it into musical theater after so much backstory. Did it for a year and then went, it's not going to pay the loans. Might as well self-sabotage. I'm going to do something else. So then I transferred schools, got a degree in Asian literatures and language with an emphasis in Japan. I'm going to be international flight attendant. I got to be a flight attendant with Delta for a couple of years. And then I went, man, I really miss acting. And so I did a lot of research. I'm like, well, I can't be home for stage plays because I'm gone all the time. Like, there's no way I can do rehearsals. And that's when I kind of fell into voice acting. I found, by researching, using my ADHD powers for good. And went, oh my God, I think this is actually the acting that I was looking for from the very beginning. And so I did a lot of research. I actually did a lot of training. I used my flight attendant powers to take classes all like in LA and Dallas and pretty much anywhere else I could go. And that kind of started the journey into where I am right now.
Hell yeah. Hayden, what about you?
I don't know, Canada or something. That's my bit tonight, I guess. I grew up doing, I was always kind of a performer growing up at home. I will never forget the fact that I hijacked my sister's piano recital so that I could sing.
Oh,
Nice.
So
Nice.
good.
I was
Awesome.
I'm 3 years old. I want to sing Mulan because I want to perform too. But I got really involved in the theater programs at like all of my schools. I was doing like musical theater and show choir. I was always part of the arts. When I started homeschooling, late in middle school, I started taking improv classes. I think it was called like Spilt Milk or something like that. I started taking improv classes, and through my best friend in middle school, I found anime because I was like, okay, I want to be an actor. I guess I'll do on camera or continue doing theater because I really like this. My bestie showed me Sergeant Frog. She showed me anime, and it's still my favorite anime of all time. I love it. It's right up there with D. Gray Man. Very different tones, which explains this.
God. Hey, those
I
are
know.
two bangers. Oh my God.
Inside me are two wolves.
One is a frog and one is Alan Walker.
Literally.
Are they not both voiced by Todd Haberkorn, though?
Yes,
They
they are. Buddy.
Within us there are two Todds.
You know what? Maybe this is all Todd's
Inside me,
fault.
there are two Todds.
But I found voiceover. I was like, something about this weird little ninja frog is like making me want to be an actor and a voice actor specifically. And I just started taking classes. I started training with Kathy Westluck in Vancouver, Canada. She was my first voiceover coach. She's a goddess. I love this woman. She's incredible, so kind and supportive of this awkward little 15-year-old when I first started taking classes. And I just kind of never stopped. I put a picture on the wall of, I'm going to work at Funimation someday. And then I did it.
Hell yeah.
But I just kind of never stopped because I don't know how.
Oh my God. Ryan, what about you?
So kind of like Hayden, I kind of grew up doing theater, mainly stage. My parents were really supportive of that. They also performed when I was growing up. That's actually how they met, doing stage performances. And I just kind of went, I did the theater kid thing, and I did theater like through elementary school and up into high school. And then when I graduated, I was like, man, this is dumb. I want to make big money, dude. I want to be big money. So I went to go be, I did pre-med for a bit, and I was doing infectious disease specializations over at UIC. And kind of towards the end, like of my first or second, it was my first full year there, I just was like, this isn't for me. And I went, and I was really nervous because my mom's a nurse. And so I went to my mom and I was like, hey, I don't think I can do this. I was like, I think I could be a doctor. And she was like, oh my God, thank God, you'd be a horrible doctor. She was like, go play one on the TV or in the show, but not in real life.
Oh my God.
It was awesome.
Wow.
And so I stopped doing pre-med. I went to university in Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. I got my degree in theater and sound design. And I traveled the country a bit after graduating, doing regional theater performances. COVID hit. All the while through this, I always loved anime. My first anime I was watching was Gundam. And so I was like, you know, when COVID hit, I had to leave New York because I was working up in New York. And when I was back home in Chicago, I was like, man, like I'm artistically dying because I can't do anything, you know? So I remember watching Konosuba, the dub, and I was like, oh, this is funny. This makes me laugh. Who are these silly, silly people? So I looked them up and I was like, oh, these people are wonderful. This is amazing. And I was like, I want to try this. So I took all the clothes out of my closet and put some bedding foam up and bought a mic and just started taking classes. And I got an agent. And then I randomly was like, one day I was like, man, I want to work at Funimation. So I like found an email online on some voice actress's website. It's like, you could submit your materials here. And right under that in red text, it was like, no longer in use, do not submit. So I was like, well, the worst that could happen is nothing. So I submitted. Then 2 weeks later, the talent coordinator for Funimation was like, hey, Jade Saxon's doing auditions for Strike Witches. Here are the auditions. I was like, the rest is history.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
There's a time now where I'm a doctor. I'm like hitting someone's knee with a little hammer.
I'm
And
so
have the
glad you're
worst
not a
bedside
doctor.
manners.
Yeah.
I'm like,
God,
evil
Ryan,
man.
what
Like,
is
as
it
if he was
that-
Joker.
That guy
Yeah,
is not
what
my
is it
doctor.
that your dad was just not your dad, your mom was just like, no, not you, Ryan.
Well, if you met her, you would know because I met her this past weekend.
I had my mom this past weekend because she visited. Just because my mom is like, she's worked in the medical field like almost her whole life, and so like I think it was kind of what Hannah was saying, where it's like, yeah, I'm very blunt. And I do like making people laugh, but it's like I know it was. and it was like my mom's like, yeah, you have like horrible bedside manner, man. Someone would be like, oh man, like my stomach hurts. I was like, take a Tums. And I'm like, walk out of the room.
Walk it off, I guess.
It's like, what do you want me to do about it? It's like, you're the doctor. I was like, I guess I am. So that's my anime Minecraft hero story.
Naya, what about you?
Oh man. Let's see. So I grew up also knowing I always wanted to be an actress in some form. My mom can tell you I just hated doing homework in school because I wanted to be an actress, and actresses don't do homework. They don't have to do homework. So I was always just planning on being an actress somehow, whether it was through theater or film or anything like that. But while Pokemon was technically my first anime, I really got into Naruto in the summer of between 5th grade and 6th grade. I just got so into Naruto. And then I realized, oh, that's the acting I want to do. I want to do voice acting. And my mom took me and my sister to our first anime convention, YomaCon in Detroit. It's now a gigantic convention, but back then it was so small. And I met several different voice actors there. And took a lot of their advice. One of them was Kyle Hebert. I'm so grateful for him. He gave me so much good advice on which type of equipment to buy and what was budget friendly for a 12-year-old, you know? And so it was just really great getting to meet these voice actors so young. And yeah, just taking a lot of classes. Wayne David Parker was my coach in Michigan. And he really helped me with getting started in commercial work specifically. So I did a lot of commercial work in Michigan. Of course, had an agent through that as well. But a lot of my experience came starting in commercials and, of course, dreaming of getting into anime. And I met a few voice actors at YomaCon once again, years later. One of them was kind enough to give me her email address. And so she kept in touch with me and my family over the years. And she let me send her my demo reel. She was so kind to do that for me, to give it a listen. And so I sent her my reel back in, I think it was 2021. And she's like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. You know, I think I'll pass this along. We'll see what happens. And then a year later, I was so blessed. I ended up getting the email that I was booked as Speed in One Piece. And so I started flying back and forth from Michigan to Dallas. And it became very expensive because, of course, they can just cast a Dallas local. They don't need to pay for your plane ticket to go down there. And so I was paying for my plane tickets back and forth. And then I realized, I think it would just be cheaper to pay rent instead of paying for plane tickets. And so I ended up moving to Dallas very suddenly in January of 2023. And I've been here since then. So it's a huge blessing for sure.
Oh, love it. Ben, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I got interested in acting at around middle school, and it's because I actually told him this week because I was directing him for Fire Force. I went to a panel that Eric Vale was hosting, and he said, if you want to do anime voice acting, like get into theater and do theater. And I was like, all right. So I joined my theater class in middle school, and I fell madly in love with it. Of course, anime and animation such as Avatar was a huge part of my life. At that point, then I fell out of love with it, and then I fell back in love with it towards the end of high school. And yeah, after that, it was a dream of mine to work with Funimation or Crunchyroll, but it didn't. I didn't get my foot in the door for about like a good 5-6 years. But I was working at some of the biggest theaters in town, and then one day I met Sean Gann and Marcus Stimmick, and then they brought me in. So yeah.
Hell yeah. So what's one thing that surprised you the most when you first started voice acting? Ryan, we'll start with you.
I think I can't say it like surprised me because I had read that it was like this, but like when you're in the booth doing the thing, you're like, oh, it just was the for anime in particular, it was the like how important cold reading is, because you really be going in there and it's just like, hey, look at this. And they're like, okay. I was like, I'm looking, and they're just like, okay, now you go. I was like, what do you mean? So, and because I one of the things I did, well, like when I was younger, is I would watch sort of interviews by some like really amazing veteran voice actors like Caitlin Glass, J. Michael Tatum, Brittany Karbowski, Jade Saxon, people like that. I would watch their interviews, and they would talk about how important that cold reading is for anime. And so that was one thing that when I was in there, it's like, oh, this is surprising how it just reinforced how important it was. And then just for voice acting in general, I think what surprised me was just the accessibility, especially when I got started over COVID, because I was auditioning for video games and stuff that like was out in like Los Angeles, which seemed like the foreign promised land. Like you don't get stuff from there if you're in Chicago. Which is something that I wasn't used to doing theater. If you do theater, like you have to get up and go. And that was what a lot of my post-grad life was traveling from, like Illinois to Texas to Memphis to Michigan doing theater. So that was something that was a surprise to me. Also, how kind. I know like every community has like its friction, but I'd say at least the voice acting community I'm a part of here, this is the least like dramatic, non-friction-y group of people I've ever met. And I was like, oh, this is great. I never want to do stage again. So yeah, that was like, those are the things that kind of surprised me upon getting into voiceover work.
Okay. Naya, what about you?
Oh man, I was hoping you'd pick me last. I'm still thinking there is so many things. I think cold reading is definitely a big one, because you're right. They do tell you like, okay, you got to be good at cold reading to go into it. But man, it is so beneficial. Just how it makes you look really professional if you are quick to getting good takes instead of stumbling through your words. So also another thing that surprises me every time is how hot it is in all of the booths. I come out so sweaty every time. It doesn't matter how long I'm in there for. It's hot in there. And of course there's no air conditioning because the sound. But man, I think it's also when I'm just focusing so hard that my whole entire body is just so in on it. And it gets really hot in there. It gets hot in my own booth here at home. It gets hot in all of the other booths that I record in. But yeah, I think one of the one of the other surprising things about it is many times, at least in my commercial work, a lot of clients didn't really know exactly what they're looking for. And so they're really relying on you as talent to be able to interpret their script. And even if their writing doesn't sound cohesive, it's your job as the actor to make bad writing sound like good writing. And so I think that was really pleasantly, it was a pleasant challenge for sure to be able to take a script that doesn't necessarily sound like it flows, but then you got to apply the flow to it so that the client is pleased when it's seamless to them. It comes across seamless to them, where they might not even have read that out loud themselves, but hearing you read it for the first time, it gives them a much better perspective on, oh my gosh, my script is great, thanks to you, you know? And so I think that that was definitely a nice surprise. And it's a fun challenge to be able to take bad writing and make it sound like good writing. So that's something that people don't really talk about is the writing for these commercials can be really tough, especially long form too. There's industrial work like reading training manuals and things like that. That can be difficult. And so not only does your cold reading have to be up to par, but you just have to have the natural instinct to be able to get into the flow. And so I think that's something that comes in handy a lot more than I ever expected it to, was just having the intuition of being able to piece together a script like that on your own.
Yeah. Ben, what
It
about you?
also shows that when there is good writing, that it makes our job so much easier. Looking at the writer in the room.
If I'm gonna, for any writers out there, when you're writing, please read your scripts out loud. That's all I'm gonna say.
What are you talking about? I don't need to like. Why would you ever say it out loud? Like, you just write it and then you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hayden, that's a joke. I don't.
Sure, Ben.
Needless
Sorry.
to say, good writers are amazing. And
I don't know.
we
I don't
do
know.
better
Always.
performances due to better writers.
Yeah.
Like Hayden down there.
Yeah.
So like, props to all
I
you writers
try.
out there who are
Props to
amazing. Like,
writers.
thank you
Yeah.
for making our job easier. I
And
love you.
Hayden is a really, really good writer. Like, I can immediately tell when I'm directing on something and I'm
Yep.
like, who wrote this? And I scroll up and it's Hayden and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I'm like,
Damn, it's your
Good.
turn. Leave me
Yeah.
out of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my little side track, not
No,
on
but
topic. Hey, thank
No,
you.
but it's very on topic because
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite quotes that I have ever heard from one of my favorite actors, Charles Dance, is he said, "The actor's job is to make terrible writing good," and that's all our job is. And I'm like, yep.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's pretty on par. The thing that I think surprised me the most, and maybe this has to do with cold reads and stuff like that, is time management that
Mm.
you also have to do as an actor. Especially when working with Crunchyroll, we work on so many shows and work so fast all the time, churning out new episodes every single week, and we have to stay on schedule. So we have to realize when a take is like really, really great and really, really natural and not beat it to death. But also, what surprised me a lot was, like, we as the actors, we sometimes have to be protective of our characters, and that was really, really surprising when going in. Sometimes some directors are having off days, or some directors are like, okay, like, this is my paycheck, like when you're working with people like that, and you're like, okay, I have to make sure that I do well in this time frame that I have. So it's all about time management. That was a huge surprise to me about how fast everything gets done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hannah, what about you?
Well, thanks for coming. I was like, I should write down my points before I forget them. Because I have two surprising things.
Mhm.
The first one was kind of before I got really knee deep into the industry. And another one is like from the industry point of view. The
Mhm.
first one was the kind of versatility that you can have as a voice actor. As someone who is 5'2" and generally pretty curvy, my ability to be cast on stage or on film can tend to be kind of limited. And I knew that from the very beginning. Unless you are like hella uber talented, like Kristen Chenoweth, to which I think I'm talented, but damn, girl, she's amazing. That it was going to be a really, really tough road to get the kind of roles that I know that I could do as an actor. And uncovering voice acting, there are so many different like character types and emotions and places you can go as an actor, whether it be anime, video games, even narration, like, narrating books that you've always loved. There's a lot of dramatized versions of them now that it's more like reading a play than anything. Anime, you can do something goofy one moment and then do something very serious that means a lot. Ray Taylor from I'm in Love with the Villainess is a great example. I got to do like all the ranges and all the emotions as an actor could want within one single character. But I can also play a little boy in another, area. I can play all these lovely envy characters that I, adore. And it's not judgment based on what I look like, but rather what I can do as an actor. And then you can sprinkle in, the vocal range, but it is very much about your acting first and foremost. Cool. If you can do other voices, great. Awesome. But it is very much about the acting, and just the versatility you can have with that opens so many doors. And it's just like making your sandbox bigger as an actor. And that surprised me in the best way possible. In the industry now, I think one of the things that also kind of surprises me, that I discover more and more, is how important it is to have a director to know what they want from you. To be in a room and have a director have a vision and help guide you to that vision changes everything. If you go interim, you can be a great actor, but especially in anime, because you're only going to act out your little scenes, and sometimes you're the first one to lay down, and so you don't even have anybody else's voices to work off of. You don't have the bigger picture unless, you read the manga or whatever it is. But if you don't have that source material, your view is very limited. And the director to be able to put you in that place and make you feel comfortable for you to really do what you're meant to do is huge. It's incredible. And I've worked with a lot of fantastic directors. But there are some special ones where they can really get you into a place that make you feel comfortable, make you feel like you are collaborative and a part of the experience that you're in. And as an actor, that is so empowering to be able to perform at my utmost, because I feel like I'm really part of the team. And that, it's incredible. I love that. So it's in a deeper appreciation for more than just the character I get to do. Having the director put you in that place, having an engineer who can just whip things into place and make you not have to do another take, possibly because they might be able to make something fit, having a good writer. I guess it's the better appreciation for the things behind the scenes that make my job as an actor easier and more fun. But yeah.
Yeah, I will, just to hop onto that, I will say that most of the time, for like the audience at home, when you're watching an anime and you're like, this isn't really coming together the way that I thought, it's usually, in my opinion, as somebody, it's usually the director, in my opinion.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah.
Well, like 80% of the time.
Yeah.
There are some times where maybe, someone might need just a little more training, and that's okay. We're here to learn, that is part of the process.
Yeah.
Also, to piggyback off of that, the amount of times that it's so nice to rely on the audio engineer to squeeze something in or to stretch it out. That's another thing that surprised me, was how much we get to rely on those talented engineers to make our takes work. Let's say it was the perfect take in terms of emotion and you hit your voice exactly where you wanted it to be. But it was just a little bit too long. Well, instead of having to redo the entire thing, we get to let the audio engineer squeeze it in just
work their
just
freaking
enough.
magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Or if you
one of
really
my
like to blow
favorite things.
plosives. Not that I know about that at
You and I know
all.
nothing about that, Hannah. I didn't get a second pop filter for my booth or anything.
But that's,
I still
that's,
I'm
haven't
sorry
put
to
it
all the
up,
audio
but-
engineers who have had to fix my plosives. I love you so very dearly.
that's something I have to say, that becoming an AD at Crunchyroll, one of the biggest honors I've had was to work with some of the most talented and nicest engineers
My
in the entire
gods,
world.
yeah.
Give
Like,
it
I-
up to the
yeah.
engineers who don't get nearly enough
Yeah.
credit
Yeah, they're
for the
great.
stuff
I
that
give
they fucking
them
do.
like almost all the credit when I'm
Yeah.
directing. I'm like, yeah, I can help get an actor to what they need to be like for a scene. But without my engineer, we can't do shit. Without my engineer, we are literally just reading lines in a padded room together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without them, there's nothing. There's no anime for anyone to watch. So like while the actors and directors get so much of the credit, give it to the engineers, because without them, without our mix engineers making sure that like everything sounds just right. And I like all the points of like what surprised me as an actor coming in have been pretty much talked about. But it's how much like as an actor coming in, because when you're new to this industry, you just hear about like the actors and the directors and the writers. No one freaking talks about the engineers. That's what surprised. That was a big surprise to me coming in, is how much of this job relies on their like expertise.
Yeah.
And
that
like
obviously not all of them want a spotlight. That's why they're not actors. But we're here to give them their roses.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to even looking at you. I know you're out there.
I'm gonna forcibly put them there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna
You
put
enjoy
them
the
in the
spotlight.
spotlight and walk away.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
But I think something like it's similar to what you were saying, Naya, is that you coming in and having a cold read and just be able to get a really good take right out the gate. It's especially if you have a director who's not at the top of their game that day, or a director who is phoning it in. Sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they don't know the material at all. They've had no time to prep. Ben and I, we've both had those days where it's like, hey, can you come in like now? We need coverage like right this second. So you don't have any idea what the context of the project you're working on is. You don't know up from down. You are ass over tea kettle trying to figure this out. So sometimes as an actor, you have to rely so heavily on your prior knowledge of the show and of your character. It's especially hard if it's a new character. So if the other people in the room are having an off day, it is also your job as an actor to kind of go above and beyond and really brighten the room and like make it shine with your performance and bring everything that you have and then some on those days, because sometimes it can also change the energy in the room. So while a lot of people say it's the director's job, you hear that a lot in directing training. It's the director's job to set the tone of the room. I think it's also the actor's job, because if the actor comes in, and this is more speaking as a director, if the actor comes in and they are walking in with their ego as a cape and they are wearing it as such, that's going to put me in a foul mood. Because I don't want to deal with that day. Dennis from down the street, leave your ego at the door, please. Because
we have a coat rack. Please put the ego cape.
There's a coat rack. I need you to put it there. You're here to collaborate.
Is there a
With
coat
both
rack
me
at
and my
Crunchyroll? I don't actually know if there is.
There's
I
not.
don't think there is.
No.
I use the chair in the booth all the time.
Yeah.
That's where I turn around and put my phone, my keys, my jacket, and go, okay, let's do it.
Well, I will also say that a big part of being an actor is being able to figure out the vibe of the director of that day. Like, dude, if your director is like having a migraine and it's like there, and you come in like, oh my gosh, I love acting. Like, it's like it's gonna. You have to catch the vibe and see what's going on, and then move on from there. You know.
I had a Wallace session once.
No,
gosh, I think like when I first started, man.
Oh no!
And I can't say who the director was, but like it was one of those days where I think they were sick or like allergies, because for those of you that don't know, Dallas, just Texas allergies in general, they are truly a different breed. They are the symbiote of allergens.
I'm literally muting my mic because I cough because of my fucking asthma from down here.
I'm sick because
excuse
of
my curse word, but
right
that's
now.
how I truly feel about allergies here.
But I just remember I was mortified because kind of like going off what Ben's saying about reading the room is, as actors, especially in a field as small as voiceover, your impression and your first impression that you make is quite important. So, after this Wallace session, it's like the 3 other dudes are barreling in. It's a late night session. It's like an 8 p.m. Wallace session. Kick open the door, and you just look and see the director just turn like that, just like stone grinding, like. And I'm just like, I had it entered. I'm like by the door. I'm just like, I was like, hey, I'm wait outside. If you need me, come grab me. Like, thank you. They're like, I was like, oh God. Because you don't want to do that. You want to read the room because this is a fun job. I was just talking about this with Hannah. It's such a fun job. We have one of the acting, directing, script writing, all that stuff. Like all of those things. That's so much fun. Yeah, like it's fun. But it's it's still a place of work.
Mhm.
We still have to do our job. You still have to compose yourself in a professional manner. It's not. Once I go through that elevator door, I could shed the skin of being a normal person and act like a fool. That's not what this that's not what it is. It's fun. Okay.
I was gonna say, as an actor, it's our job to live human experiences and be empathetic because that's how you learn these feelings and how to portray them. So you have to, exercise your empathy with everyone you come in contact with.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's not about you. You are a part of the thing. But it is not about you. You are helping a project that helps everyone. And it's great that you get to be a part of it, but it is not about you. When you walk through that door, if you really just open your eyes for a second, you'll know that, Shay loves her dogs at the front counter. And if she's having a bad day, maybe you mention her wonderful puppies, or you walk in and you can tell someone might have a migraine or maybe not feeling well or not having, had a lack of sleep. Like if you just take a minute and pull your ego, hang up the ego cape to just, like Ryan says, read the room, which it's not that hard. As someone who is neurodivergent, I want to be very clear. I understand that sometimes it's a little hard. Just the way that, we are, especially if you're in the neurospicy field. But, make that one of the muscles you train then, when you're in the grocery store, if you're, walking down in the department store, take a minute and see if you can kind of feel where people are at. If you have a hard time, train it then, because it's something that is a part of the job as well. You have to be able to exercise empathy. You have to, or you will not be a good actor and no one will want to work with you for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hell yeah.
Listen, man, if you're real bad, I've seen him do it. I'm gonna say it for what it is, and if they get in trouble, I get in trouble. I've seen them do it. If you're a bad actor, they'll lock you in that booth and they'll fill it with water.
It's true.
Yeah. I did it this morning.
That same Wallace session.
I was wondering what the hell.
I turned to my engineer today and I said, go pull the lever. I was like, so we're gonna do that take again.
In Studio 3, it's a button under the desk in Studio.
Oh, like
3.
a panic button?
No, there's a button under the desk.
Yeah, it's like a button under the desk. It's like a panic button.
No,
but
we
it's
have
the
like
button.
a rusty leather, like a leather.
Lever.
Oh, I guess they brought that over from the old building. Eh?
From the Flower Mound location, the Silent Hill Flower Mound location.
It do feel like Silent Hill when you drive by them.
In all honesty though, I used to laugh about this when I trained as a flight attendant because they would mention things that are not allowed on the plane or not allowed to do, and we're like, why would anyone do that? They're like, we mention it. If we mention it, it means that someone did it. So it might be like, duh, of course you're supposed to practice empathy.
But yeah, I think it's also it's always better to it sucks to say, but it is sometimes better to not speak than just immediately going, here's on my mind, right? Because I won't say any situation, any context, but I saw it today where somebody, I didn't see it, I heard of it today, that somebody did something and it affected casting and what happens. You're always auditioning, you're always under a microscope, and it happens daily. So you just want to be the best person you can be and always think before you speak.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's just a matter of remaining professional. Just remembering that you're in a professional environment. You get paid a lot to do what you do, and you're lucky to be there. You're very blessed to be there. Everyone wants to be where you're at. You need to remember that. They could, like I was saying, they could have easily have casted someone else in Dallas. Instead, I was blessed enough that they would cast me even being from Michigan. So I flew over because I know they could easily cast someone else. You have to remember that you're very blessed to have the opportunity that you have and to meet the people that you're meeting, to work with the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
And so it's always better to just err on the side of professionalism. And it's your professionalism that will get you more work. It's not necessarily always the, hey, buddy, kind of rapport. It's the professionalism. If someone can look at you and know and depend on you that you're going to do your job well and you're going to be respectful while you do it, then of course they'll bring you back. So it is definitely the professionalism that people just sort of forget about because it's anime, right? It's anime. You're doing goofy stuff in the booth. It was hard for me to feel professional when I was recording for Speed, making neighing sounds, literally neighing. That's a job. It feels silly, but it's still professional. Yeah, it's definitely something that a lot of people take for granted, and so it's important.
So what's a scene that you guys remember doing that made you go, oh, this is why I keep going?
Whoa.
When someone has a scene, let me know. You have two? Okay, Hayden, you can go.
I have two as well.
Okay.
So the first one that immediately comes to mind is Honkai Star Rail. There's this scene as the older version of my characters. There's a cat here. He decided to come. He always wanted to be a voice actor. But it's as Trebios, where essentially she is killing like the patron god of her city is the easiest way to say that. But in doing so, she is setting this like huge world-changing prophecy into motion, and it's this beautiful speech about like that if no one else is going to change the world, she will. That she will push things forward, and she has to just break down sobbing with like the weight of this responsibility, the weight of her new immortality, what will change for her, how she's going to affect the world, and what she has just set into motion for people without their permission, but because she knows that it's the right thing to do. And there's so much weight of responsibility there that tapping into that and having to go to that really deep emotional place as an actor, I stepped out of that booth. We took an extended break after, and I just had to sit outside with my dog. Rest in peace, Ryuji. Had to sit outside with my dog and just like, but it's this amazing feeling of I got to craft that scene. I got to go there and I got to live that experience. And it is, I know this might sound cheesy, but it's fucking magical, man. Yeah. It's really cool. And the second one is mostly just because I'm a giant dork and it's like, oh my God, I'm living my childhood. Was the first time I got to duel in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Let's go!
So it's two very different experiences. One is like deep emotional experience, and the other one is a different kind of deep emotional experience, but getting to say like, I draw and I end my turn and I summon XYZ. Oh no, we lost to Ryan.
He's probably doing what I need to do in a minute because I drank far too many liquids before this interview.
That'll do it. But,
I'm literally sitting here going,
Is he alive? Who knows?
They just decided to kick me out.
Oh,
good.
I tried to blame it on our impromptu bathroom break.
Just turned off my camera and kicked my mic off. It's crazy.
Oh, no. If I disappear in a little bit,
yeah,
Well.
you know why.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hayden. Sorry.
No, you're good, BB. No, those are my answers. It's like it's just I love those deep, raw, emotional scenes. But but also getting to do like children's cartoons that I grew up on is like the greatest joy. And I think about all the time, I'm like, little Hayden would be so fucking like little Hayden would be a fan of me, and that's the greatest gift I can give to myself.
That's really
is
sweet.
that the younger version of me would be in awe of what I get to do every day. And that is honestly what keeps me going, is like, well, damn. Yeah, little performer Hayden would be like, I want to be like them when I grow up. And I'm that. So that's pretty fucking cool.
That's awesome.
It's true. Ryan, you had two?
Oh yeah, so for me, spoilers for Zenshu. In a way.
God, I love that show.
So
But
good.
it's towards the end when it takes place like over 3 episodes, but it's like this ending arc where like the character I play, Luke Braveheart, he's this like off-puttish, like he's scared of women, and he's also a child soldier. He has all these things going on. But finally he opens up and he says like, I love you, Natsuko Hirose. And he said it like 30 times that episode. He just didn't know what it meant. He just was saying like, I love you. And he's like, leave me alone. But he finally says it. But there's a moment where he thinks that she is gone forever. And there's this just breakdown that he has. It's like a mental, like emotional fracture that the character goes through. And getting to do that and just kind of leave it all on the table is like, and fall apart in the studio is something that's just so cathartic, but also I felt like I did the character justice in that scene. And it was just like, it felt really good. It was that where it's like, oh man, it was one of those things where it's like, I don't know if, several years ago I would able to hit that the way that I did. So it was very much like this feels really good for me as an actor because I've clocked growth. And then just in the scene, it's like, oh man, like that was good. And getting to work with Emily Fajardo on that, and Emily was like, hey, like, dude, are you okay? Because I had like fallen over on once the scene was done, I'd like literally fallen on all fours. I was just crying because it was just like intense like that. It was really good. The other one for me, I'm a huge Sabat fan, huge Chris Sabat fan. So when I got to fight him in My Hero Academia when he was Armored All Might, that was like a very like, it's like, dude, that's Vegeta, that's Piccolo, that's like,
Everyone.
Yeah, he's literally who is Chris Sabat not is the harder question to answer. It's like, who is he not? But doing that was something for me that was like a checkpoint in not just my career, but like my life. I was like, I would have never in a billion years, kind of like what Hayden was touching on, like high school Ryan, who had told someone in his acting, like in his advanced English literature class, I'm going to be a voice actor one day, would not have ever guessed he would be acting opposite Chris Sabat in a scene as this maniacal, demonic young adult character of the big bad that John Swayze plays, and have this awesome fight. It just was something that like, it was like a dream come true. And it's still kind of like a pinch me, is this real kind of thing. It still jump scares me on YouTube. Sometimes they'll have the ads and I hear my voice, I'm like, oh God. And it's like, it's the fight scene of AFO and Armored All Might. But yeah, those are mine too.
I'm the guy who comments under them and goes like, I really like Matt Mercer's performance in here. Really
that's the same,
I see that in every single one. They're like, yo, is that Matt Mercer? And I'm like,
it's the guy with a baritone voice. It's Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the Seiyu for Young All For One is Captain Levi's Seiyu. So people thought that they just grabbed Matt and they're like, we'll just do it in English too. And so they did that. I've seen for All For One, people were like, is that Matt? Someone's like, is that Crispin Freeman? I was like, that sounds nothing like Crispin Freeman.
Ryan's over here.
Yeah.
No, it's a little me. And then they start downvoting and bullying me. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Okay, yeah, little old me. Damn.
Yeah, I'll just back off then. But yeah, those are mine.
Okay. God damn. Naya, what about you?
You know, everyone had such moving stories about cathartic moments of being an actor that kept them going. Mine are so not that. I think it's the moments that are so small. Like there are times when I've had 5-minute sessions. 5-minute sessions where I'll get called in, let's say as Deer in Gachiakuta, and my line for the whole episode was, there, you're done. You know, that's crazy. That's a whole session right there, just in the books. Things like that are just so unique and so goofy. It's hard to resist, you know, doing a job like that. It's so unexpected to people. Think that like being a voice actor is you know, glamorous. It's certainly not. It's not. We all have like additional jobs, you know, because it's very unpredictable. But it's something that we do because we love it. You know, it's definitely something we do because we love it. And of course, it's you know, the strange things. Like people will ask me, "Oh, what did you record today?" Well, I was an owl, so I just went woo, 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 and that was it.
You were the
know?
best owl ever, though.
Yeah.
I just have to say, from
That
a
was
biased
the first
opinion.
time I met you.
Yeah.
Was directing you as an owl.
That's right. Oh my gosh. See, it's just stuff that you would never expect to be an actual job. That it's so unique and it's so goofy. It's just too fun. It's too fun to say no. How could you not?
Yeah. Oh my God. Ben, what about you?
Look, I mean, I could sit here and talk about Kaijin number 8 again, but we've already done that like twice. So I mean,
You're my
look,
favorite
it's really hard for me to find a moment where I've like really have kind of like not broken down in the booth, but a moment where I just like couldn't control like my emotions and stuff and like how I felt, because like I said, my first play here in Dallas was about a story about a young girl who gets sexually abused by her father, right? So like I have had to learn how to very quickly to just go whoomp, turn that off, otherwise the entirety of your day is ruined, right? So a lot of times I go into the booth and I desperately, when I started, didn't want people to know that I love this. I wanted them to respect me as an actor, and that's why they called me in, not because I loved this. So a lot of times I'm like, I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna bawl, but then I perform it, and then afterwards I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I go to my car, and then I go home and I have dinner, and I'm like, cool, what's next? You know? So it's really hard for me to find a moment like that. There is two things that come to mind. Number one, it actually involves you, Hayden. It was when Hayden was training. It was when Hayden and Molly were training to be ADs. And they sat in on a session that I did for Nina the Starry Bride.
Right.
I tried desperately. I love it when I have an audience in the booth, brother. Like I love it so much.
Me too.
And I'm like, I just want to perform for these guys. And I was like, the goal for me here is to make their hearts melt. And then at the end of it, Hayden and Molly were like, oh my God. And I was like, yes.
Bro, I'm a shoujo fiend. I was dying.
Good.
It was
Good. I'm
so
glad.
good. Also, you're my favorite character in Kaiju number 8. That isn't my husband's character.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Like my baby is the villain, but you're literally my favorite character.
Oh, thank you.
I love him so much.
Thank you, Hayden. Thank you. But it was also that day where I remember being so tired, and immediately after that like 3-4 hour session, going to the theater and performing what I think was my best play I've ever done here in town, Death Trap. And that was a phenomenal experience. And I remember being so tired and performing that, and that night we got a standing ovation, which means nothing overall, but it feels good as an actor. And I remember just like, because it's a 2-person play, so it's just 2.5 hours of me and him talking on the stage, playing the game. And I just remember sitting at Theater 3, just like 2 to 3 hours, just in the green room, being so tired and so thankful for what I get to do. And that was a really, really awesome moment for me. The second one was whenever I directed my first ever like solo episode of Black Butler, and it was that episode of I think it was like episode 11. I just love those episodes where the characters are running and chasing for something, and then they have to like hand off the baton, like that episode in Attack on Titan when Eren is like being chased by Rhina and everybody, or the episode in Dr. Stone where they're trying to like reset everything. We had kind of that moment in Black Butler, and I remember recording Liebricht, and there's just this moment where I just started crying, and I was like, man, like I love acting so much more than directing, but there are those moments where you get to work with great actors and great, just a great crew and production team that makes it all worth it. So,
Yeah. Oh my God. Hannah, what about you?
I have so many elements of this that I feel like on the daily, I kind of get to go, wow, I get to do this. Like, I never want to ever lose that ability because I've worked so many jobs in my life. I have thought my life was going to go in so many different directions that even though I also work another job and I'm tired, I'm on day 9 of 9 of working straight. And even though that's like a part of my life, the fact that I also get to do this voice acting thing, like I'm always just like, wow, I get to do this. But I mean, a couple of things that kind of stick out, I think, are those goofy things. For a whole season, I got to go into a booth and go, kill, 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 and live my Pokemon life. And I loved that as a big old buff Chimera dude.
so
there are also moments like in Toilet Bound Hanako-kun season 2, I play the fourth wonder Meishijima, and there's this moment. I had this really cool opportunity to act with myself, which was not something that I like find very common, because she's talking to a past version of herself versus this like more dubious, almost antagonist character. And there's this moment where she's out and she's just like, what do? I don't know what to do because I can't live without you, and I'm just trying to do what's right. And this past version is like, you are exactly who you're supposed to be. I can be through you. And so I had this weird, intimate moment with myself, which is kind of weird to say, but it was strangely like beautiful. It was like talking to that part of you that you always like question, or you're like, am I doing the right thing? Or God, what if this doesn't work out? What if everything I'm doing is culminating to this thing and it just means nothing? And I got to have that moment. Was like really cool. And with myself nonetheless. So it just like was very impactful to me. Thank you, Jade. And I think some of the other times that I kind of really get to feel that like, wow, I get to do this is when you have a character that you get really attached to, and it's the last session. And you get done and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make it through. It's the last session. It's okay. I'm gonna brave through it. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm not sad. It's gonna be great. And then you do the last line and they're like, well, that's it. And you're like, oh my God, I can't. How am I supposed to live on without this character? And like most of us, I'm sure all of us in this room have had that moment where it ends and you're like, just you walk, you do the walk of shame out of the booth and your eyes are just all red. And like people go, last session. And yeah, it is. Like it's that culmination of like spending time with the people in that room, but also this character. And all these characters have a bit of yourself in them. Like that's what we do. We put a piece of ourselves into these characters. And how fucking special is that? How cool is that? So of course at the end you're like, oh my God, yeah, I'm so lucky I got to do all this stuff. And lastly, I think one of my favorite things that I'm constantly like, wow, I get to do this, is working with people I admire, whether that be, people I've just looked up to from watching the shows ever since I was smaller, or just my best friends succeeding and being able to celebrate with them. Like, how fucking cool is that? Like, that just, I get to do this. I get to celebrate my friend being badass. Like, that's so cool. Or when I got to play Levy McGardens from Fairy Tale, like I get to take over that role. And this is a show that I binged watched and loved, and I was a dork and like did henna tattoos of the fairy tale sign on my arm, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. And I got to step in a room with people I admire in a show that I admire, and I just know, man, I get to do this. This is like the coolest fucking thing ever. So I have those moments all the time. So I'm sorry, you don't get 1 or 2, you get like 5. Because this is, to me, I can't not do this. I tried to leave acting. I tried to be an adult and I failed, and I couldn't be
Hold
happier.
you back in.
I couldn't be happier that I failed as a normal adult, because like this is what gives me life. I love to be with
I
these
wanna be
people,
fun.
with these characters, you know, doing all this cool. I just love it. It can be hard. Like, you know, you have to work 9 days in a row to pay the bills, but man, it can be really freaking cool too.
Yeah. Oh, oh my God. So what I was like, how do I move on from that? So what
That's
has
what you get
been,
for putting me last.
yeah, exactly. What's been the weirdest / funniest direction you've ever been given as an actor? Oh God.
Got one, Ryan?
Yeah, sure. So I this last season and this season, I've been working on this show called Gnosia, and it kind of become this bit that has seemed to follow me of playing these horrible people. So I play this character called Sha Ming, and he is, gosh, man, thank you, Joe Harris, for just being wonderful during those sessions, because Joe Harris is directing it. And so Sha Ming, gosh, how do I say this? We're cool to curse, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a sack of shit. And
This whole time, bro. If it wasn't, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I've already dropped the F-bomb like 5
I was
times.
like,
So
yeah.
if you didn't,
Hannah
I'm
said
so
the F word
sorry.
like 5 times already.
Yeah.
Well, like so yeah. So Sha Ming is a sack of shit. He in the game, he's like horribly redeemable. In the anime, they've given him some more character, and he's still very bad. But he is a so the thing with him is that he is afraid of he doesn't want to establish connections with people, because he doesn't want them to get taken away from him. And he doesn't want them to, like, because his friends died when they were younger. So he's like, I don't want any more connections. So he's very good at reading people. So he'll say, okay, this person hates this kind of individual, so I will be that individual around them so they never get close to me. It's an explanation, not an excuse for the behavior. Mm-hmm. So that being said, he's a horrible misogynist with some people. And he has these really, really, like, icky lines. And so I did one of the reads, and Joe Harris turns on the mic into like the headphones, like here, and Joe's like, "No, slimier." And so then I do it again, and then Joe's like, "More slime." until the line's coming out, just like I got, what was the line? It was like it's like because you know when it sets it, anything goes. And Joe's like, could have gone slime here, but we'll take it. It's like, so that was one of my favorite directions. It was just like, I need you to be the sludge, you know, like, and we're cracking up, but that was, I think, one of the funniest directions I've ever had. Or like when I was performing in, gosh, what is it? Morgan was the lead in it last season. May I ask for one final thing?
Yeah.
I voiced this insane person called Prince Alflame, and he is obsessed with Morgan's character.
Yeah.
And Emily finally caught on that the voice I was using for that character was a version of Jack Donaghy from 30 Rock. And so specifically when he's talking to Will Arnett's character Banks, where there's this like homo, like there's like gay love that they kind of have for each other, but it's like they're businessmen. So like the voice kind of came out like this, and so like she's like leading, like Emily's giving me feet like direction. She's like, no, really picture that you're talking to Banks. Really think you're talking to Banks on this one. And so I'm just like, it's like, I know why you came back here. You smelled the stench of war and wanted to roll around in it. And Emily's like, perfect.
That's the one.
That Emily was like, that's what we love to see. So those are like two characters I've had like the most wacky like direction. So that's why I burst out laughing when you asked that question, because those immediately popped to my mind.
Oh my god. Hayden.
I don't remember what was said, but the entirety of VTuber Legend was a fever dream. There is specifically the episode where they are having to, where it's like my character and the VTuber who is a baby, who acts like a baby. I can't remember her character's name right now. But where it's like, oh, do an impression. And Aoyuki does this impression of this ancient fucking Japanese meme. And instead of, I think Jason was like, get broier with it. Get even weirder with it. 'Cause I had to do this fucking voice for it's just Aoyuki doing this, like, whoa, it's Stroh Zero, bro. It's good in my belly. It was stupid. And Jason's like, more. Go further with it. Go bro here. I'm like, oh dude. And I look at him, he's like, he's out there fucking cackling. I'm like, yeah, if I'm making Jason howl, I know I'm doing something right. I think that's like that show is the weirdest shit I've ever had to do in my career.
Yeah.
I think that's the first show that Hannah and I were in together. Yeah. That's like around the time we really started like bonding. Was around VTuber Legend.
Also, the fact that Jason Lord chose me to be the ASMR VTuber when I can't stand ASMR, I thought was really funny.
It's so, dude. I didn't.
Do you want me to talk in this mic and hear all of my mouth noises? This is my worst nightmare.
It's so funny to me because I didn't know it was you at first, and I was like, I would listen to them do ASMR. I really like their voice. Stop. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I was like, no, I fucking hate ASMR because the same thing. It's them, all the fucking mouth noises. I hate it. Kill me, murder me.
ASMR was one thing that I couldn't like. My only interaction with ASMR is that there was like a YouTube video. I was like, oh, it just was on like my cycle, whatever was playing, auto playing. And like I hear someone talking, and it's like, they're like rubbing their nails on the thing. And I was like, what is that? I hear them talking. And like, and the guy goes, he blows like a horn in it, and I like put my head through the monitor because it like scared the shit out of me. So I was like, I hate ASMR. That's stupid stuff. I hate it. It scared me so bad.
It scared me so bad, you guys.
I love that character, but I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was
you were
funny.
so funny there. You're a sweet, socially anxious being.
I love the Chimerican dream.
The Chimerican dream was
I got to go la 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 la. It was great.
When Alejandro and I were, because I made him watch that whole show through with me. My husband Alejandro
he does love you, doesn't he?
Oh no, he watched the whole show. When we were watching it, he's like, is that Hannah doing that? I'm like, fuck yeah. No, I think you were his favorite character, if I remember right, as well. So we love Hannah in his house.
Stop.
The Stops love Hannah.
Oh my god. Naya, what about you?
Oh my gosh. I think Lee gives some really good directions. Lee George. I've been in a couple of shows with him now, and he's really creative with how he's one of those directors that does have a vision going into it. He always has a vision, and so he's really good at communicating that to you and getting exactly what he's looking for. But also, there are a lot of really funny things that he says that get you into the right headspace. Of course, one of the characters that I played with him was Dear Santa from Gachiakuta. So, of course, he's got no words. He just grunts. And so how many emotions can you convey with a singular grunt? And so therefore the directions get kind of funny as the scenes have different context in them. One of them was they are in this car that's falling down for a really long time, and it's spinning and tumbling, and by the end of it the characters are all dizzy and feeling sick, and so Deer has to grunt expressing that he's sick. And so it wasn't just a regular grunt. Lee told me, I want you to sound like you have vomit in your mouth, like sound like you have thrown up and it's still in there. And so I had to make noises like that, like what, oh my gosh, I what did that feel like when I was 8 years old and threw up and had some in my mouth? I don't know, I have to look back and think about it. But yeah, like making noises like that is definitely something that you don't plan on doing in a professional job, but here we are.
Ben, what about you?
Yeah, Lee George is a bastard. I think his sole purpose for bringing me in bits is to mess with me. I've known Lee for a while, right? Ever since I did my first play, I met him, but like, he just gets a kick out of it. I don't know. I can't tell you one, because one of them was so bad that like I could not do the take, and it ended with me crying like uncontrollably, and I was so afraid because he didn't turn on the microphone and I couldn't see. So I didn't know, with the Walla group over there, I didn't know if they were laughing with me or if I was just uncontrollably laughing and crying as these people were just sitting there looking at me like, and thank God they flip it on and Lee's like, oh, stop, guys. Okay, go. And then he turns off the microphone. And I was like, okay, good. They're all laughing. So I can't tell you that one. Maybe a story for whenever I'm on Adam's podcast next. I don't know. I don't know if I'm brave to tell enough that.
Y'all want to get Lee fired, brother, man.
But yeah, no. I'm gonna get Lee fired. But no, there's two moments with Lee where I gave the worst read I ever gave in a show. I was like, oh no, the fish or something like that. And I was like, I immediately went, Lee, we have to stop and re-record that. And he went, no. And I went, what do you mean no? And we listened back and I was like, Lee, that is so bad. And he's like, no, dude, I love it. And I go to a party like 2 days later, and people come up to me and be like, dude, Lee showed us that clip and he thought it was so funny. I was like, fuck that guy. But then he also, when they were doing Bye Bye Earth, they have goat people on that show. And I watched Bye Bye Earth, right? And he was like, so the goat people in this show, they do bad sometimes. Like, so I want you to give this line. The line was, this is bad. Right. And he was like, so I want you to give it a ba, to it. And I was like, okay, I watched the show. I've never heard that, but I nailed it first time. I was like, this is bad, or something like that. I was like, this is bad or something. And then I turn over and Lee and Sawyer, our engineer, was laughing their asses off. And I was like, okay. I was like, cool. Making a muck out of me. So yeah, he's a bastard.
Yep. I love Lee.
Yeah.
Hannah, what about you?
I'll piggyback off the Lee train here. I was originally recording Tales of the Wedding Rings because my character just decided to keep popping back in every once in a while. We stand those kind of characters. Thanks for paying my bills. But he's like, okay, I'm also gonna have you do this thing in Gachiakuta. There's this guy, he's got fingers, but they got animals at the end of their fingers, and they're all like kind of laughing and stuff. So I'm gonna have you do that. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, we're just gonna layer you on top. I was like, again, thinking back on Mei Shijima, where I've already had to do it, I was like, I got you, no worries. So we were just gonna layer like 5 different tracks on top of each other. And I listened to it in the J, and it's like hella high pitched. And I was like, okay, cool. Got it. So we do it, and I'm over here like, and I'm like doing these weird laughs. And then he unmics himself. He goes, we could have pitched you. And I was like, why would I do that? And he's like, I just wasn't expecting that, I guess. And I was like, you're welcome. I was like, I'm here to try and make the engineer's job better. So I'm very proud that they only pitched me 10% for the little finger guys. But it was funny because I just kept going. He just, this look on his face of like, okay. And then I have another one. This one was actually Ben was directing for the dark history villainous whatever show
don't
it's
say
called.
that I gave a bad note, Hannah. What
No,
are you
no,
doing?
it's not a bad. It was just
okay,
funny.
okay.
It was just funny.
Oh, okay. I see.
You know, this like the royal duchess lady who's actually secretly evil. She's like making her grand entrance, right? She's coming down, and I like do this first take, and Ben goes, "Oh no, you need to like seduce everyone, all of them." And I went, "Oh, okay, yeah, got it." And like we got it from there, but it was just like, no further. You need everyone, seduce everyone. And I was like,
look
all
at
right.
her, look at her. Hannah.
Boobs are all over the place. She's all over like just seduce. That's all you do. And I was like, it sounds great.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite ones was I'm in love with the villainess. It's like the reverse maid scene. And Ray Taylor is sitting at the table and she wants Claire to come and serve her. And she's like, oh, yes, I'm going to be there. And she has this line, you know, what a gentleman. And I do it at first. And Emily just goes, this is going to be really weird, but can you do that like Lois Lane from Family Guy? And I was like, oh, absolutely. Sorry. What a gentleman. And she's like, that's perfect. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's the keeper. And so that's how that line, what a gentleman, came, is because she just is like, I just want Lois Lane right there. And it was great. It worked wonderfully.
Oh my god. So
fucking Ben. Hey, don't say I did something bad, all right?
It's like my job is
How can I get Ben under the bus too? All right.
You know, my bosses watch all my podcasts.
They play him in they play him in the Vegeta conference room on the big screen. They just want
Yeah, they're like,
on the
how can we
podcast.
get Ben Stickmeyer out of this company?
It's all like the different things like Evangelion, all the different like tablets of the Bible or whatever it was.
So what's a role that you connect to the most?
All for one. No.
Oh my God, stop.
Am I learning things?
No, your guy from Genosha sounds.
No.
He sounds eerily similar.
Yeah.
No. It's so funny because for that character, like the first episode, like first of all, it's an amazing series and the game's a lot of fun. I was talking about with Joshua Waters. Joshua was like, "Have you not played it? You must play the game." Because Joshua plays the character Rocky. I don't just like, but Josh plays Rockio, and they're so good. But yeah, no, it's a really beautiful show. But that character's so bad. And that first episode that I did, I finished recording and I walked out, and you know you feel slimy. And so like I walk over to like I open the studio, like the door to the studio, say bye to Joe, and Joe's standing, and Joe's like, "You're really good at playing horrible people." and then just like looks at me. and they're like, "But like you're a wonderful person. Like you're just very good at playing bad people." I was like, "Thanks." What's the question?
What role do you connect to the most?
Oh.
I know mine. I know it instantly.
Hannah, you can go ahead.
Ray Taylor from I'm in Love with the Villainous. That was literally Emily just going, have at it. And so I got to be my most gremlin self, which those who know me know that is exactly me. Yeah, that it absolutely Ray Taylor, 100%.
Hell yeah. Naya, what about
That might be
you?
my shortest answer tonight.
Yeah.
The character I relate to the most is Speed because she's half a horse.
Oh,
I relate.
okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I just drink water. Don't do that.
We haven't seen your bottom half today, Naya. So who's to say?
Nay.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I think I really enjoy any character that is really outgoing. any character that allows me to be silly and goofy, I think is a character that I connect well with. I do enjoy the feminine nurturing characters as well. I feel like sometimes you can see patterns of who you get cast as quite often. And I've gotten to play some feminine characters like the first Princess Elizabeth, and Eilon in Apothecary Diaries as well. I really enjoy those. I think anytime that I can play the calm character as well is one that allows me to feel, I don't know, just to really connect with my gentle, nurturing side. I do enjoy that in a character as well. So, yeah, I got a lot of answers. Sorry, I ain't got just one.
Ben, what about your motherly nurturing side? Sorry.
Yeah, I got such nurturing going on here.
Yeah.
No.
I heard
no,
you got a mad goat man inside of you.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. No, I think, look, Adam, you've asked me this question before, and I'll say the exact same thing. All the guys I play are psychos, like crazy guys with sharp teeth, angry guys, crazy guys. So they're kind of insane. Like, I think I was also asked the question, like, who would you go on a vacation with? None of them. Like, they're all crazy and insane. I don't think I've played a character yet where I'm like, I have, but I can't tell anybody. But they're all insanity in some way, and I just like, it's fun to explore that. So there are moments where because I think anime is all about like finding that simplicity and the thing that matters to you in that absurdity. And I think that a lot of my characters exemplify that. But as a whole, like a character, I'm not going to go around and be like, hey, Iharu, that's me, no, I mean, people do, dude, people go up to me at cons and go, hey, was this character designed off of you? And I was like, no. I was like, what do you mean? But no,
Give us a smile.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll play a character who I'm like, yeah, that's me. But
yeah,
not today.
I would take Aj on a vacation. Are you kidding me?
He's too mopey.
He'll pay for the whole thing.
No, he won't.
You
have to butter him up for like 2 months.
Oh, I guess. Oh, Hayden, what about you?
So I have two answers for this one because it's like different parts of the Hayden personality soup. The first one that comes to mind is Vakala from Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Vicky I relate to her so hard because like her yin-topy inside of her, which is like very introverted, very shy, has a hard time talking to people, doesn't really want to be seen, overthinks anything everyone says to her. And then her pop idol Yangtopy inside, where she's like super outgoing and she wants to perform, but even in like her shy, like in her shy form, she just wants to make people smile. She just wants to connect with people, and that I have found is a through line with so many of my characters, is that like their core is that they want to connect with people. Like same with like Rina Tenoji from Love Live, which I adore her because I connect with her as well, because she's very much like, I know there's a lot of people on the spectrum who connect with Rina because she doesn't emote on her face at all. And everything she says, like, it comes off very monotone and people don't really like know how to relate to her. And it's not until she's given the environment in which she can connect to people that others start being able to relate to her as well. So I'm like, I super understand that side, but like Vakala is so deeply important to me because like I am very shy, I am an introvert, but when it comes to like performance and bringing smiles to people, like that's so why I do what I do. And the other is still in the performance side, but it's Aoyuki from VTuber Legend, because girl's so weird, and she is unapologetically herself, and I'm so weird, and I try to be unapologetically myself. I learned so much from her. I learned so much self-love from that character, because that's also a huge part of her journey in that show, and it inspired me to embrace more about who I am during the whole recording of that show. It was like, oh, no, I can be weird and loved. That those aren't two separate things. And it was this amazing bout of self-love that came from that show, because I'm like, fuck yeah, embrace the weird. Be who you are, and the people who will connect with you will be attracted to that, and you'll find your people. But yeah, those are my answers. I have multiple. I love all my characters, even when they're weird.
Even when they're slimy.
Even when they're slimy. Ryan?
Sludge. I kind of have to think, because I think like Hayden, I have several that I feel like connect to different parts of me as a person. I'd say I think the biggest one is Ultraman Dyna and Shin Asuka. The movies have not come out yet. They will at some point. But from what I was able to play, those movies in themselves are already out there. Just they're only in the J right now. But that character is very. Growing up, I had a lot of stuff I had to deal with, as we all did. But something that Ultraman Dyna and Shin Asuka is really big on is, hey, I'm not going to be the one that gets through this. I'm going to make sure you guys get through it too. And he's very big on like picking people up, and like his whole thing is like it's silly, but his pose is like he hits you with the thumbs up, because it's like, hey, you can do it. Hey, like there's moments in the movies where like he's about to die, and his allies are trying to like, we won't make it without you. And he's like, hey, no, you got this. You know, it's like even without me there. And there just was a lot of that. I just identified with that quite a bit. So when I got cast as the Ultraman Dyna, I lost my mind. Another one, and it's funny because he's a relatively new character, like literally this season. I'm also in dead account with Hayden, and I voiced their teacher, Azaki, and I'm identifying with him quite a bit simply because he is a goofball. He likes to make people laugh. He likes to make sure those that are like with him and his friends and those that he cares about are safe all the time. But he's also like a mischievous little goober, and he likes to like pit people against each other. So he's fun. It also is fun working with Caitlin on him, because Caitlin is like, I told the writers to write him like a guy that's like, yes, hello, fellow youth. Ready to make some jokes, huh? Like, I had a line in the last episode where it's like, hello, meat. Nice to meet you. And Caitlin just was tickled by that. And I was like, ugly laughing. Him, and then Luke Braveheart, I would say, is one that I identify with quite a bit, just from the overcoming and the character growth that he went through in 10 episodes. It mirrors quite a bit of mine just in real life, and just of like, hey, you like, no one at this point in my life knows me as this type of person, but like when I was younger, high school, beginning of college, very closed off, kind of like, don't talk to me. Like, I laugh with my friends, but if I don't know you, like, get the fuck away. And just kind of how eventually he learns to like love, not just romantically, but open up and allow himself to be loved by people and friends and those that care about him. So Luke was a journey for me, just as an actor and as a person. Like, so I would say those three are the ones that I've really been identifying with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. So moving into auditions, what's kind of been the biggest hurdle with when it comes to auditions for you guys?
Trusting my instincts.
Yeah.
That was something that definitely like took me a while, and I'm very grateful to my my coaches, especially Mick Wingert. He has been a godsend, and I'm pretty sure he's like, I credit him with being the reason that I'm booking as much as I am now. But I think it was like really trusting my instincts, and being willing to go back to basics when I needed to. Yeah, but I think that's like the core of it. And once I like really started trusting myself and just really living in the I get to play this character for even just this moment, that completely changed my outlook. Because when you're auditioning, there's no it's a gamble. You don't know if you're going to book it or not. So just enjoying getting to play that character for just that like half hour that you get with them and like loving every second of it, that's going to go so much farther. And like the directors are going to hear that. They're going to be able to feel it versus because if you're thinking I want to book this character, we're going to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, Naya, what about you?
I think one of the hurdles for me has been simply managing my time. I think that it's easy to prepare an audition when you're not working outside of voice acting. For me, it's been really difficult to try and balance both, honestly. It's just knowing I have an audition coming up and yet I work all of these hours in the previous days. How am I going to carve out the time? At least when you're going to Crunchyroll, you're recording within a reasonable time frame in the day. But there have been times when I've had to record auditions really, really, really late at night when my voice isn't at its best anymore, or really, really, really early in the morning when my voice is not at its best yet. And so that's been difficult. But also sometimes you fall in love with the characters in your audition, and that's difficult to avoid. You have to avoid falling in love with the characters you're auditioning for because chances are you're not going to book it. That's just the truth. The odds are always against us in voice acting. It's very competitive. And you never really know why you may or may not get cast as something. And so it's easy to find a character and be like, oh my gosh, I would love to play this character. I'm going to give it all. I'm going to give it my all in this audition. And then you could be so proud of it. And then you just never hear back. And so it's hard to not fall in love with a character when you're auditioning. In the film world, especially like with video editing, when you're constantly trying to please the client, it's not your project. You can fall in love with the project, but ultimately your project belongs to the client. It's not yours. And so they honestly describe it as like, honestly, it's a, don't be afraid to kill your loved one. That's what they call it. Don't be afraid to kill your loved one, because you can fall in love with an idea, but ultimately it's not your project, and the client could come in and take it from you and switch it up. And you're like, oh, well, you know, all of that work that I put into it, all of the love and passion I put into it, and, you know, the client doesn't want it that way. And so, yeah, it's the same thing with voice acting and auditioning. Don't fall in love with the auditions. Don't fall in love with the characters, because then it's all the more heartbreaking if you don't get it. Just give it your all. Have fun in the moment. Do your work as an actor to interpret and think on your feet. Be willing to adapt. Go into it with a headspace of, you know, like, I'm going to give it my shot, but I'm not going to dwell on it. After that, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on mentally. I'm going to let myself breathe. And, you know, that was my job. My job was the audition. My job doesn't depend on whether or not I book. The job is the audition sometimes. Because ultimately we spend a lot of time auditioning, more than working sometimes. You just have to understand that that's a part of it.
Ben, what about you?
Look, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I book like a monster, you know, when it comes to auditions. Because it's, especially at Crunchyroll, there's very few auditions that get sent out, and whether or not you book those characters or, you know, beyond is, I think one of the things that was most difficult to me was that I feel like I haven't perfected it. There's never any perfection in theater, but I feel like I'm really good at stepping into a room where there is a director or there are people watching, and being able to feed off of that energy and give a great performance with them there. And then when they give me notes, being able to adjust and move on from there. I think the hardest part for me is always, because when I go on stage for an audition or in a studio for an audition for like a film or a commercial or something like that, I have to pass through my brain, even though I'm filled with self-doubt, that, hey, I'm the best. And here we go, just for that moment. But to live in that for like 20, 30 minutes to like 2 hours, how long auditions has been really difficult for me, because I feel like I will listen to an audition, submit it, and then an hour or even a day later, I'll be like, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? So it is just, like Hayden said, trusting your instincts, but that's still something I struggle with. So, it's not something that I've completely conquered. So,
yeah. Ryan, what about you?
I think one of the biggest struggles with auditioning is not auditioning for the director and auditioning to be honest to the character. I think a lot of times we get wrapped up, especially, it's like a double-edged sword. We get wrapped up, like in this community, they're back!
Hey!
We had 2 to 3 power surges that went, I was like, are you?
God damn.
That was my power. That was my
doing a live
powers.
session in the next room. So that was really
Oh.
rude. We both were like, you too? Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back. I don't know what's going on behind.
We're talking about auditioning.
Mm-hmm. Our hurdles in auditioning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So like I was saying, I think like I'm more used to this community here, like in like the DFW, Dallas, Crunchy adjacent community. But we get to know these directors and these actors, and we get to know them well. Sometimes as friends, but then we work with them in the studio. So you kind of say, oh, I know what so-and-so likes. Oh, I know what so-and-so likes. Oh, Lee likes this. Sean likes that. Rig likes this. And then you get the auditions, and that doesn't help you. Because you know what? Maybe they don't like that. Maybe they like that day. Maybe they might not like it for this character. Maybe you're auditioning and they're just casting to give this show to an AD who will never hear your audition. So it's like what I learned to do, and Crispin Freeman, I coached with him for a bit. He really hammers this home. It's like, hey, you're not doing this for anybody other than that character. It kind of goes off what like Hayden was saying and like Naya was saying, of you live as that character in that moment, and it's not being true or honest to that character to try and make that character like for example, oh, here's Luke Braveheart for Emily. Here's Luke Braveheart for Sean. No, he's just Luke Braveheart. And my job is to look at what the script says and say, okay, these are the lines, these are my given circumstances of this text. Let me breathe honest life into these words and be them, not for anybody else other than them. And that's something that I feel like really helped me, because I'm not booking like crazy. I think I just told somebody, out of my entire time here in like Dallas, I've booked 3 of the characters that I've auditioned for. It's like Ultraman Dyna, Azaki in Dead Account, and Sha Ming in Kenosha. Those are the 3 out of like 4 years of this. So I'm not saying like I'm not booking constantly, but these help me. That direction that Crispin gave me helped me send auditions out where I'm like, that's an audition that I'm proud of. I'm not trying to tailor it to anybody. That character just lives. So that's my like something that I still will be like, oh man, but I know so and so because they're my. But I'm not doing it for them. This character is just this character. So let me be them. It's like I remember when I was in college, one of my directors would say, anytime you play a character, you ask permission, because it's an honor to play the character. So you're asking permission to let them inhabit you, and you play that. So it's like making sure you're being honest with the roles that you're auditioning for is mainly it. Don't audition for somebody, just be the character.
Yeah. Hannah, what about you?
So it's will you say the exact question one more time? I think I know, but I just want to be sure that my brain is in the right space before I start rambling.
It's okay. Your biggest hurdles when auditioning?
Yeah, I think one of them is not having an actual person in the room, but that's the whole gig. That is literally the whole gig of voiceover. But I say that because there are some days where you're just tired, or there's some days that are harder than others, and it's just hard to pretend when so much is going on, here and there. But again, that's the gig. I think the other one is just not being in your head, not being a perfectionist about it all. The things that I have booked the most are the ones that I do in like 15 minutes because I trust my instincts and the whole actor's instrument that I have recorded. And there's even one audition. I fucked up the audition and I still got it. I record it and I knock over my webcam. I sent in my audition for Zasha for Black Butler. And I was like, I'm not gonna get this. It's fine. I was doing it at like midnight before I was heading out of town. I was like, I gotta get this audition done real fast. And usually I listen to my auditions before I send them in just to make sure for this particular case, things like this don't happen. And I didn't this time because I'm like, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm gonna send it. So I sent it and then listened to it. And I left 2 takes of the first line in that audition and I went, well, I'm definitely not getting it then. And then 2 weeks go by. So I really did. I was like, it was fun to at least be the character in the moment. And then I get an email going, hey, we'd like you to come in for the role of Zasha. And I was like, but I messed that audition up.
It's like Hannah, it's so funny because I directed Hannah's first session for that.
Yep.
I directed Hannah and Damon Mills. Oh, not Damon. Smosh guy. That just sounds so bad.
Damien Haas.
Damien Haas.
Yeah.
Thank you. First that sounds so bad. I love Damien Haas's words. My brain is just muddled. So I like Caitlin sent me an email. It was like, here's kind of like the voice, the audition they sent in. It was like, I think Hannah messed up because it's like has the first line like twice. So I don't know what's up with that, but whatever. I was like, cool. Yep. It was so funny, dude. It was awesome.
It's just a testament that if you're right for the role, you're right for the role. Because I thought I messed it all up. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm getting that role now. I messed everything up. I didn't follow the instructions. I did a take and a quarter rather than either 1 or 2 takes, like, but you have to rely on the instrument to which you are training. And that's why it is so, so, so important to keep training. Because it can be a difficulty to be so in your head to overwork everything that it no longer sounds natural and it's no longer you. And that's not what directors and casting directors are looking for. And it certainly doesn't make me happy when I go back and listen to my auditions and I go, oh, I definitely overthought that. I spent way too much time on that. And I'm not saying don't care about your auditions, don't take the time you need to. But also don't overwork it. You have to find that nice sweet spot. If you train the instrument, it'll do what it's supposed to do if you give it the space. So, a lot of times I'll go in and I'll just knock something out, go, well, I had a lot of fun with that. And it's usually those ones that I tend to book. So it's remembering that to give it care, but not overwork it. It's like kneading dough. Right? You have to knead dough I'm a baker. I'm sorry. You have to knead dough to get the gluten to stick so that way it'll rise properly and hold the air bubbles. But if you knead dough too much, it'll fall flat. It's very similar. You have to know exactly how much you should spend on it. And it's really hard, especially if you're working on IPs and things that you really care about because you really want to do it justice. But you have to trust your instincts. But that's why training is so important. Get the training so you can trust your instincts. Because if you don't have the training behind it, your instincts are probably not on par. So it's get the acting in check. And then that's a lot better. But it happens to all of us. I still do it where I go and I was like, I spent too much time on that audition. Sometimes it just happens. But I'm a firm believer that what is meant for you will find you.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. So we had a question in the chat that was what is your favorite anime opening?
I saw that one and I was like,
so hard.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Naruto, the one I love that song. I love that song. And if not that one, then Death Parade.
Hell yeah.
It's such a fun song and it's so upbeat, and the show is so sad. The show is so sad,
Yeah.
but the song is so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Hell's Paradise season 1 opener will always bang.
Good.
It's so good. It is incredible.
good.
And then of course, everyone knows it, but it's because it is good as the Dan to Dan opening, the first season. You can't not bop to that.
Yeah,
If you say you can't, you're lying. You were lying.
it's true.
For me, it's The Brave from Yaosobi, the Freerun season 1 intro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one little thing about Ryan.
Yeah.
Hannah might know this. I forgot who I was telling Monica flatly about it. You know how like I use YouTube music player or whatever it is, like the premium thingy, and you know they do their wrap up too, and they show you how much you listen to. I want you guys to guess how many times I listened to that song last year.
Too many. Except that's not a real answer.
555 times.
Okay, next.
2.
How long of a span was this?
It was a year.
A year?
Yeah.
I remember
gonna
you
say, like,
telling me when I was down, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's probably upwards of like. Ooh, do I overshoot or undershoot? Do I Price is Right this and undershoot? I'm gonna say like no. I'm going with my gut. I'm gonna say about 1,200 times.
I listened to about 4,000 times.
Oh, damn, son!
I was just sitting there in the shower listening to it on repeat.
Wait, Hayden, I can't hear you. I don't know if your mic is muted, but I can't.
It got turned off.
There we go.
This is why I'm not. This is why I dropped out of engineering school.
Okay, but also Again by Yui is also. That
was gonna be my god.
Again's good.
So good. That was gonna be Again or Doubt and Trust from D Gray Man.
Oh God, that's so good.
Doubt and Trust is
Yeah.
so
Which-
good.
I finished Degree Man.
So when I get back
Steer
from
away.
Canada, we're gonna
For
talk
later.
about it, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it, right? I'm
Just steer
really
away.
normal about this show. I'm really normal about this
Yeah.
show.
Total normal.
I
Now go read Witch Hat Atelier, and then we'll be even.
All right, bet.
You gotta do it.
I usually don't say Again just because Uso is like the greatest ending of all time to me, which is the Brotherhood ending.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if the ending is better than the opening, it can't be the best opening of all time. I have a list.
That doesn't surprise
So of course I have a list. I have at the pinnacle, I think it is the greatest anime opening of all time visually. Musicality, it's one from the final opening of Mob Psycho. It's every single opening of Mob Psycho has been the best opening of all time, and it gets better. So yeah, I will also say the 5th opening of Attack on Titan, which is the Return to Shiganshina arc opening, was great. I will also say, give me 1 second.
The Martin Mystery intro. I know that.
Okay, but
one.
that song kind of slaps.
The only anime opening where I legit hurt my neck and I couldn't sleep correctly for 4 weeks was Blue and Count, the 4th My Hero Academia opening, which is the Shihei Saikai arc. The da, da, da. And when that came out, me and my friend bopped to it so hard in my car, I legit went like this and I went,
My age.
Threw his neck out.
I was like, I thought I had to go to the hospital. I was genuinely, it was really bad. Yeah, and then I think the second greatest anime opening of all time is Fly High.
Absolutely. Fucking
Fly High is so good.
Oh,
From what?
Haikyuu.
Thank you.
Ah, okay, yeah.
My favorite is Where the Blue Is from JJK.
Oh,
yeah.
that's my number 6, dude. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's up there.
You really do have a
He
list.
got the list.
Yeah,
man.
goddamn.
I told you I got a list.
Yeah. Oh my god. So finally, with our final question.
Aw.
I know.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's fine.
What is your honest advice for someone wanting to get into voice acting?
Take acting classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
take
Like
acting
study acting, not just voice acting. Study different types of acting.
Yep.
Because you might get into VO and you might go, this doesn't feel right. So if you study acting and you understand the foundations, you can understand all the different types of like acting, like mediums there are. Because like there's like performance art, and then there's like performance capture. There's like motion capture stuff. There's live action, theater, voiceover, and it all feeds into one another.
Yeah.
So just be an actor, study acting.
Don't come into this for the cons.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something.
Don't
They're
come in-
like,
Can you say that again for those in the back?
don't-
Say it
yeah,
louder.
But that's the
Don't-
only reason why I enjoyed voiceover.
I need it, but like
Wait.
no, like don't get into this for the cons. Don't get into this to be famous. Don't get into this for the money. There are easier ways to get all of those things.
Yep.
Like truly, like this is a. I don't think people quite realize it, but anime is like one of the least paid forms of voiceover work.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You like some people are able to, they explode and make a living out of it, and they only do this, which is very few and far between, to be honest with you. Which is like you must come from old money if you're only doing anime, because damn. But like it's this is hard. This is really hard work. This is really gut-wrenching work. Like, and if you're only getting into it for material gains, I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to last very long, because you're going to show up here, and by here I just mean in the voiceover world, and you're going to not book for a long time, and then you're going to stop. But part of this job is having the perseverance of loving the art. Because when you love the art, you don't care if you're not like, it sucks that you're not, I'm not booking all this time, or sometimes you have slow seasons. But if you just love the art, like Hayden's saying, and you get into different forms of acting, and you feed that fire in you for this art, you can do anything. I mean, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're coming in here hoping to be like, hey, I'm gonna show up and I am gonna be at Anime Expo as a guest of honor for the next 200 years. First of all, how did you do that? Second
What witchcraft did you perform?
I'm just gonna say, like, let's say, I need to know. Now we're talking about real questions. Ben, how did you do it? No, but for real, don't get into this for the cons. Don't get into this for the fame. Get into it because you like to act. Because it's hard.
Because you can't imagine doing anything other than this.
Yeah.
Because it hurts. It hurts because like we touched on some stuff of auditioning for IPs that we love, and you know what? There's like I was saying, best chances are you're not going to book it. There are so many actors, and there's a lot of work, but it's highly competitive. And what's going to keep you in this is your love of the game, not the love of fame and just all the stuff that doesn't come with this. You know, Ben.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you
Thank
were
you,
Adam.
Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan. Thank you.
Right.
I'm Ryan Corky. You guys didn't know that?
So is that Adam Negron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, look, I loved everything that Ryan said. I loved that it is painful. Like, I mean, my first instinct when somebody comes up to me and tells me like I want to do this, I'm just kind of like, don't. Like it is painful. There are so many, especially last year, there were so many times where I'm just sitting here like, God, is this what I like? What is this feeling that I feel? Like complete and utter despair. Which I think is also good training because it builds you up and stuff like that. But it is hard work. And yes, I have two other things to say. The other thing is that it's not fair. It will never be fair. The industry will never be fair. You are never guaranteed anything ever in this industry. And the moment you think you do, they're going to swipe the rug from under you and you're going to fall 900 feet, right?
Yep.
You are never, ever guaranteed anything. And there are times where you're going to see somebody, like Ryan said, who will just get that role immediately and then go to every big con. And you're going to be, but most of the careers, my career, and a lot of our careers here in this call has been a long slog. And that is what you are in for, right? It took me 5 years to get into Crunchyroll. Right. I have people come up to me complaining like, oh, I only go to one Wallace session a week. I couldn't get in the door for 5 years. And when I did, I got called in for one Wallace session. I wasn't called in again for a year and a half. Right. It's a long, long slog.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say is, yes, study acting, study all this stuff. But when you do, when you go into the booth, do not forget the fundamentals of acting, which is giving. Always be a giving actor. It is so, I can't tell you how many times I go into the booth and another person has already recorded and I'm like, that you're not giving to me. It's all about, your performance is all about me. You are merely just a cog. And your job as the cog is to fit in this place and make sure that you are moving so that the other cog can move too. So constantly give as an actor, right? Yeah. And then also, dude, look, anime and manga is the greatest thing to be a part of. The greatest manga and anime is always across the corner and it's just around the corner. So if you miss out on this one, it's okay. There are other things coming down. So,
Naya, what about you?
My advice, along with everyone else's here, because it really is, it's a tough journey. You need to have a support system. You absolutely need to have a support system of people who love you, who know what you're capable of, who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself anymore. Because it can be very discouraging to have those dry seasons. They come, they always do. You might have a good season and then the dry season comes right after and you're like, I thought I was done with this. No. You know, Caitlin Glass, she is a veteran. She is amazing. We all love Caitlin Glass. We all know how talented she is. We all know how experienced she is. She's been doing this and has been an inspiration for all of us this entire time. I heard a story from someone, I don't think it was anyone in this group, but another Crunchyroll actor told me, yeah, I'm feeling really discouraged right now. And I was like, why are you feeling that way? And I'm like, I know why you're feeling that way because I feel it too, but tell me why you're feeling that way. And he says, well, I just spoke to Caitlin Glass here and she seemed really down. And I asked her what was going on. And she said, well, you know, there's just this role that I really, really wanted and I didn't get booked for. And I'm just feeling really discouraged about it. And I'm like, we all experience that exact same thing. Even Caitlin Glass, who you would think would be done with the rejection, right? You think she would be past all of that. No, even Caitlin Glass, the great, still experiences it. And it's really hard. It is hard. And like Ben was saying, you can think that you finally made it, right? And then lo and behold, there comes a dry season and there's a role that you really want and you have good rapport with this director and you're like, I feel like this is for me. And then nope, they go in a different direction. You have to lean on the people who are in your circle, like I said, who will continue to encourage you when you're feeling discouraged. And you know, like the same guy who was telling me that story, he said, he's like, when she told me that, I asked her, wait, so this never ends? And she's like, no, it doesn't.
This job is rejection.
Yes, this job is rejection.
99% rejection.
Yeah. Have the people in your corner who are cheering you on. Please lean on the people who love you and believe what they say when they tell you all of the good things that you are. And you need to put your faith in something other than this job. You need to have your identity in something other than this job, because this job falters, it wavers, it is shaky. You need to have your foundation in something else. I have my foundation in my faith. I put all of my foundation on that. And that gives me an identity when I don't have an identity in this job. And that has been extremely liberating and very, very helpful for me to continue working in this, because I'm not depending on it for my identity. Anyway, there you go.
I actually have two, and the first one kind of piggybacks off of that.
Yeah.
So the first one is have other hobbies. Have other things in your life other than voiceover, because nothing is more pick me than having voiceover be the only thing you do. And not only that, we are actors. We are meant to be in the shoes of other people who are in different lived experiences. If you don't live your life, how are you supposed to portray the living experience? You know, find things that bring you joy for those dry spells. So when you can't do that, that you have something that brings you joy. But also be a human being, you know, experience life, because that's what we're here to experience and portray in these characters is life. And if you're not living life, you won't be able to give characters justice. I'm not saying, you know, be these anime characters where, you know, their whole family dies and have tragedy, obviously, but like, you know, have those moments so you have connections with characters. You know, I love to partner dance. I did competitive ballroom dancing for 5 years. I do West Coast swing quite often, and that brings me joy. It's something for myself that has nothing to do with my work that I can do when I know that either I'm down in the dumps or I just want to have a good time. I love to bake. I love to sing. I love to play board games with friends. I love D&D. Like, having these things will A, keep you sane, and B, do nothing but better your craft. Like, it will do nothing but good to do other things other than voiceover as well. And my second one, which I think is one of the most important and will get you farther than anything, don't be a dick. It's as easy as that. As we've said before, like, you can be the greatest actor on this planet, and if you're an asshole, nobody's going to want to work with you. No one will hire you. No one will be your support system. And congratulations, you're the best actor, but who are you working with? You're all by yourself. Like, it's a lot easier to treat someone with respect than to just make it about you and spread this weird, funky energy. And it happens, you know, and it's those, it often can be the people who are there for the fame. You can tell, and people around you can tell. You may think that you're the greatest actor in the world and you can hide it. No, it reeks. It reeks. It fills a room. But you also know when people are there because they genuinely want to be. They're genuinely good people. That energy also radiates. If you're there and you are just happy to be there, or even if you're not having a great day, just showing up and get to zero to get the job done, that's all you're asking. We're not asking you to be more than that if you can't. But it's not hard to be kind, to be empathetic, to treat people with respect, even if you disagree with them on certain things. You know, you can still treat a person, a human being, with respect. And I think, especially in today's day where there's so much chaos and there's just everything in this world that makes you want to believe that people are less than, don't be that person. People have feelings and have lives, and it's not hard to just be kind. It really isn't. And it's scientifically proven to be good for you. So be healthy to yourself and be kind to others, and you will work far more than you ever thought you could.
It takes so little to be kind.
Oh,
too.
100%.
Yeah.
It takes so little.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan.
I am the
You know,
best.
we were talking about
I am the
that
best.
support system stuff. We're talking about that support system stuff. Also have the people like Ryan who I'll call and be like, man, I'm having a really hard day. And he'll be like, yeah, because you're mid, bro.
I got this number, bro. You think you're good? How did you get this number?
Honestly,
Ryan Negron.
I'm male barkeep 2A. Listen, I've been doing this thing recently. I've been sending people cameo videos that they didn't order, and then I'll send them an invoice.
Without taking
That's how
the
you make
court when
money
they
in
don't
this
send me the
industry,
money.
bro.
Yeah, I scam people, man. Yeah, and then I do a chargeback in their account. I sent one to my buddy for his daughter's birthday. She was just born. I said, "Hey, welcome to it's Luffy time. I'm from Wano.
Luffy time.
It's Luffy time. Say your famous Luffy line. It's Luffy time."
That's what that spam was in my email. God
Hey, what's
damn.
up? It's me, Ryan.
Don't open that email.
I was
Yeah.
wondering what that freaking chargeback was. God.
It's the Ryan cameo, man.
Should have known it was you.
True though, have those friends who can call you out for real though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you gotta have
Have
those people.
friends who will be real with
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
And if
I'm
you're
looking at
being
you,
a
Ryan.
dick, have someone who will call you out on
Oh.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be
We've all
easy.
seen-
Choose your bat. Don't be like, just choose your battles, man. Like, don't
Mhm.
get stuck up on it. Even if you are 100%, you're like, I'm in the right here, 100%. Be the big man and or big woman and apologize. You know, like,
Yep.
come on. You know.
Also, have fun. This is a fun job.
Mhm.
What we
When you
do
get
is
to do it-
inherently really fucking weird and fun.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys
It's a lot
talk
of
about.
fun.
I'm miserable. I
You know what?
see
You
you,
should
man.
leave then.
I see
I
you,
should
man.
leave.
Listen,
Yeah, I should go.
listen, the other day I
should
walked
go.
into I walked into 4 and Ben was
we
there.
see his
and Ben,
pants now.
Hey,
Oh!
sit down, man. He's dressed like Bilbo. He's dressed like Bilbo Baggins with them tied up pants.
I forgot that I had the pants on and I almost fell.
Oh no.
No, man, I saw
You
Ben in
have
4
pants
the other day, man. I was talking to Caitlin and Ben stuck his head in and he was talking. He just looked at me and I was like, "You look really ragged today, brother, man. You look really ragged today. You need a little coffee, man."
Hey, man, I
What
work a
happened to
lot
you?
and I'm very tired, but I enjoy it. I'm happy. When Adam was here, I was like, "Well, Adam,
my God.
I'm sorry, brother. I gotta go direct My Hero Academia. I can't say no because I
Yep.
gotta direct My Hero Academia. You understand?" And I texted Ryan and I was like, "Entertain my guest, please."
I was like, "Hey, Rainforest Cafe. You want to go to Rainforest Cafe?" Don't you
They went to Rainforest Cafe. They sure did. They sure did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
It's funny because there are all these inside jokes that we have that the audience doesn't know, like the
No,
pants,
yeah.
the trousers, the
Yeah.
Rainforest Cafe. Like
Yeah.
they don't know that,
Yeah.
but we do.
Great content.
Look, we're also just people.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just people.
No,
Yeah.
We get to do cool jobs. We're just people.
We're just
okay?
people, but
Like,
never look me in the eyes at a convention. We're just people, but never look
never
me in the
just
eyes.
don't look at Ryan at a
Yeah, just
convention.
don't look
Just
at-
don't.
Don't look at
Do
Ryan,
not
you're better
singe
for
your
it.
eyes with that view.
There's like a malaise that
blind.
surrounds me.
Why do you think I wear glasses? It's because Ryan.
They reflect. It's like Medusa. It reflects my aura back at me.
Yeah.
That's why I got
They're
only
these
defense.
Raycon, sponsored by Raycon.
$30 per eye. That's it.
Best money I ever spent.
Yep.
Adam,
I'll
finish
meet
this,
Ryan
please.
and Rose.
I'm begging you.
We're just spiraling in
These
this
pants are like
Keep going, man.
these pants are like
That's my
really
quirk.
hot.
I can
Dude.
just talk to myself.
These pants are like really
Yeah,
hot.
they
This hair
are.
is really
Hey.
sweaty. Please end this.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well,
Pajama pants.
yeah.
Who's fault is that?
I do want to say thank you to everyone for doing this.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for hosting.
Thank
me.
you, Adam.
Thank you for
Yeah.
hosting. This was a lot of fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
And to those watching too. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Robin.
Thank you
Thank you,
for
chat.
tuning in. Where can the lovely people find you guys online? Ben, we'll start with you.
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram, steg.stagram. Impressive, brilliant.
Very easy to find.
You can find me
Yes.
on Twitter, bstigmeyervo, and you can also. I know, guys, I keep bringing on new projects every time I'm on Adam's show, but I promise I got 4 YouTube channels I'm starting up now, and it has increased so much. So I'm gonna start reviewing manga and anime on Manga Theater, which that'll start in 2 weeks. It's gonna be awesome. I'm also gonna start doing videos with Ryan and our other buddy, other buddy, Mauricio Ortiz Segura. And then later in the summer, I'm going to start a D&D YouTube channel, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be all about stretching the boundaries of what D&D is and stuff like that. And then the fourth one is something I'm going to start up with my buddy Brian, where we're going to travel the world and we're going to interview people for accents. We're going to study them with International Phonetics Association, the International Phonetics Alphabet, and give kind of a good track of different accents for different regions of different countries.
Actually, I just got a note from Brian that he can't make it, and so I'm gonna sub in for him. You are covering all my travel costs, right?
Do it. Yeah, do it. Is that Mauricio?
I thought you were gonna show his number. I was like,
I was like,
don't talk to him, Ryan.
Hey, it's okay. He knows. That's a prank we play. We dox each other.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is this the hero from 2B Hero X?
Are you nice?
Jesus.
Nice. More like stinky.
Naya, where can the lovely
Nice
people
and
find you
stinky.
online?
You can find me on Twitter. I did deactivate my Instagram for now. It's just mental health reasons, man. You also got to limit your social media. That's a good thing of advice here, is that everyone's always posting. Everyone's always posting. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm working on. And it's like, sometimes I just need a little break. And I got to focus on, the self-care. So yeah, find me on Twitter. I think it's Naya Moreno VO. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. Hannah?
No 4 YouTube channels.
I have 2 YouTube channels.
Oh.
Now you
She's
just gotta
actually
start
doing
more.
them, unlike me.
I haven't uploaded anything in years, but they're on there if you would like to check it out. Yeah.
Adam made fun of me. He was like last time I was on his pod, which was like a year ago, I said I was like, I'm gonna start doing this year, or maybe it was your partner Moon, who was like, you said that last year, and I was like, shut up, I'm working on it, I'm working hard, don't you understand? I didn't expect to become an AD this year, so I kind of pushed it back. All right, I'll shut up.
Oh, Hannah, where can the people find you and your 7 YouTube channels?
Actually, it's 12 now. Because I picked up Brian's spot on Ben's channel.
I can't number.
So you can mostly find me on my first and my last name on any social media, except for, I'm on TikTok, but I'm really not. It's just 2 of my visual reels, I think. I'm never on there, so don't expect any sort of response. I don't want to get addicted, so I just don't. But I'm most active on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to know about my, what a cool thing I baked or cooked for the day, Instagram stories are kind of what I do. You will get hungry. I'm sorry.
It's true.
But yeah, mostly on Twitter and Instagram at Hannah Allier. Yeah, it's, I just with a new production company for some theater stuff in local Dallas area. So if you're in the area, we are doing some shows here pretty soon. So I will be posting about those on my social media. We're doing a show from a Dallas playwright called The Confessional in the end of March, beginning of April. So keep an eye on that because that's gonna be really cool. But other than that, that's about it from me.
Ryan, what about you?
I mainly use Twitter and Instagram. Trying to use Instagram more so than Twitter. But you can find me on Twitter at I had to open it up because I don't know my name. It's at Ryan Negron VO. That's my Twitter. And then
don't forget your YouTube channel for reals.
Oh yeah, I think
the one we watch on Christmas every year.
I do. Listen, one of the things every holiday, Hannah's about going on 3 years now. I'll make everybody at the function watch one of the silly YouTube videos I made during Christmas.
Yeah, where he peeks in the microphone because he just yells so much.
It's awesome. So, and then for Instagram, it's just R Anthony Negron, and that's just I really was like, what other one? Your other
Instagram.
I have another Instagram.
Your middle name's Anthony?
Yeah. That's why my mom calls me Antonio. People are like, that's not your name. I was like, it's not. But my mom calls me that. And then my YouTube has funny stuff. I'm gonna be working with Ben on our YouTube channel with Mauricio. That's gonna be 3VH play. I think our first videos we're gonna be working on is Subnautica. I'm horribly afraid of water. I found this out when I was a lifeguard.
You're a lifeguard?
Yeah, I was a lifeguard at like Montrose Beach in Chicago, Illinois, and I found out that I was
That's
scared.
worse.
Oh, it was so bad, and like I found out that I was scared of open water while I was working that summer, and I was like out swimming past the buoy, and I was like, "There's a cosmic dread in me," and I had a panic attack under the boat, and they had to take me back. So
You need a lifeguard for the lifeguard.
Literally, man, it was bad. That whole beat, we found out that our head lifeguard couldn't swim. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Dude, yeah, he was a textbook soldier. He read all the books on
Aren't
Twitter.
there like
Dude,
tests for that shit?
That's what we said. Nepotism, man. It was nuts. So never trust your lifeguards. They might be
I
textbook
feel
soldiers.
like being a lifeguard is the worst place to be a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
It was for him because none of us knew. So at the end of the summer, he was standing in the boat. We flipped it, and he started drowning. So we're like, "Oh my God, you're so silly!" He starts thinking, "Oh, he's sinking!" So we're going down there, but I'm too scared to get in the water, so I'm watching. You know,
You're like, no, go get him, go get him. Oh,
I'm
no.
directing. I'm just like, everybody, Squad B, go fish him out of the water because we'll get in trouble if he dies. There's no one to sign our checks. So yeah, if you can find me.
You see why Ryan and I get along so well?
Yeah. Right. Hayden.
I'm no longer on Twitter. My Twitter's still active, but it's locked, so don't expect anything there. Mostly on Instagram now. You can find me at Haybale Voice. That's HAYBALE Voice. I'm also on Blue Sky. Sure, I speak for a living. You wouldn't know it though. I'm over on Blue Sky more these days, but mostly just on Instagram. A lot of Instagram stories. It's mostly just pictures of my cats these days, unless I'm posting that I'm going to an event.
But they're really cute. So.
My cats
That's
are
true.
freaking cute.
Yeah.
So, you're welcome. I'm more active on my streaming channel, which is Scylla Aria. I'm a VTuber. I'm one of those stinky VTubers. It's SYLLAARIA. I'm a fairy VTuber, and I play a lot of video games with some wonderful people. And I make dice live on stream. Also, if you want to buy dice, go to kofi.com/guildhalldice. And you'll find me there. Come buy my dice. They're handmade and they're glittery and very pretty.
Ooh, heck yeah.
And if you're in Vancouver, come to Fan Expo Vancouver this weekend.
Yeah.
Come
I
hang out
agree.
with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come see Adam and I.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, I want to say thank you again to you guys and everyone who's watching. Yeah. I hope I hate ending streams so much.
I got a great ender for you already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Adam.
Okay.
Do you watch anime?
End stream.
Done.
Bye-bye.
welcome.
Dear God.